Hopefully we get a connection. Hey Ralph, how you doing?
That was tough, man.
Hey man, could you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. Yeah, so you got a lot of your fans on here waiting for you. So we just want to thank you for taking the time today. I know you've been doing a lot of these like clockwork, so it's
No,
really
it's all good, man. I just can't believe it. I was sitting there for the last 3 minutes just trying to. I kept requesting and requesting, and it just wasn't going through for some reason. It
yeah,
finally went
no,
through.
yeah. Thank you for doing this. Really appreciate it. And
Thank you
yeah, I
for
just want
having
to
me.
kick things off. We have a limited amount of time today, so I'm going to try and cram in as much as I can in the next 10 minutes here. But I just
Mhm.
want to talk about first and foremost. Everybody should check out All Mine featuring Johnny Gill. It's on YouTube. You can stream it. I just wanted to ask you, how did that song come about? How did Because I love the video, I love the vibe of it. It's got a little new school flavor to it, but it's got that old school flavor too. It's kind of a mix. So how'd that come about?
Actually, the song was submitted for Johnny Gill.
Oh,
It was a
really?
song. Yeah, it was sent in for him, and he said it sounded more like me. So he sent it over to me,
Yeah.
and when I heard the song, I instantly heard what he meant by it. And so I went to his house and we recorded it at his house.
Yeah.
And then after, I said about 4 or 5 days later, he sent it back to me with him on it. And I said, this sounds like that, that magic, that combination. When we come together, it just felt like something special, something different. And like you said, it was a song that felt like it had a traditional sound to it, like an old school, what I've been doing, but it was more modern. It had a vibe that felt like it's something that could work today in today's market. So
Hmm.
coming off of the song we did called Perfect, which featured me, and he was the main artist, and I was featured on it. It felt like while that was working, why not just go on and keep that momentum going with the song with the two of us? And so we dropped it as the first single.
Hmm. So are we expecting, or can all the fans expect an album coming? What's going on with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was the main goal, was to
Oh, great.
start, just keep the ball rolling. So we're in the studio finishing up some songs that I've already started, working with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Oh, great, great.
Some songs from songs submitted or two from Babyface he had put on the table.
Yeah.
Um, Brian McKnight just was working on something. He came to me. He had something that he played over the phone that I thought was special. That felt real good. So let's see where that goes. Tim Kelly from Tim and Bob.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
coming. He's working on some stuff for me as well. I have some stuff in the can that I've been working on myself with me and my good friend Jason Anderson.
Hmm.
Been working together for many years, so we have some of those, and just trying to find the right combination of, like you said, records that feel classic without over chasing, trying to be new and young, and keeping up with the kids are doing,
Hmm.
letting them have their lane, but just bringing back my lane and what I've been doing in a more modern way. So once that's done, and I have that together, we're gonna come with the album. Right now, I'm trying to just really record and find that next song to follow up on mine with, so that it's ready to go at the peak of this song.
Well, hey man, we're ready. That one you hit us with a hitter. You know what I mean? So we're ready for the next. Bring it on, and we're looking forward to that. I'm wondering if you could bring me back, if we could go down the memory lane a little bit. You just talked about Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Can you take me back to working with them on Sensitivity and just the whole vibe? When you first met them, and what that studio interaction was like back then.
Yeah, it was just mad. Well, first of all, I was huge fans of theirs already going into the album. We had finished recording. We had did the album Heartbreak with New Edition with those guys.
Right.
Jimmy Jam and Cherry Lewis produced the whole entire album, and so first going into that album, I was just ecstatic because all of the hits that they had out, the Janet album was out, the Alexander O'Neal's album was out. It was one of my all-time favorite albums. Is the Hearsay album from Alexander O'Neal. So
Absolutely.
just when I was about to go in the studio with those guys, I felt like I was going to be able to come out of there with some hits. And so after we did the Heartbreak album, going into my solo project, it was just natural to reach out to those guys to see if I can get some more songs from them, because again, I just feel like I'm going to come out of there with something special, something I know that people will like. And it's just easy to work with them. They vibe off of you.
Hmm.
It takes time, at least a couple of weeks or so, where they just getting to know you and what you about, what you like, what you don't like, and then somehow all of this, they kind of summarize your personality on record. They start writing these tunes and they come back with them. So when I heard Sensitivity,
Hmm.
I was actually pleasantly surprised, but surprised nonetheless that that's what they got from me, because I didn't think that I was giving off sensitive vibes when I was out there. You know, I think I'm a little more around the way with it and this, that, and the other. But what they pulled out of me was a side of me that I don't really, I guess, look for in myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm thinking about me as an artist or as a person. So when I heard the song and I heard the way the track was flowing and it just was so breezy, the lyrics, everything about it just felt special. So I felt like when we was recording that song, in my mind, I was like, okay, we got a hit. This is another one of those Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis moments where they just are going to come out the gate with another banger, you know? And
Yeah.
that's like my staple. That was the one, that song shot up through the charts like none of my other records have.
Sure.
Before or since. That song went out there and was one of the fastest rising songs on the charts since Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing.
Wow.
So it had energy with it. And I kind of felt that when I was in the studio, like we have something special. So working with those guys that's how it feels. You feel like you're in there with some masters that you can't help but come out of here with something special and something that could be a potential hit.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to touch on really briefly, you know, obviously when we think about you and New Edition, we think about the classic music videos, the classic dance numbers, you know, that you guys put together. What can you tell me about any memories from If It Isn't Love and also I'm Still in Love with You? Those are probably two of my favorite music videos from New Edition. I'm just wondering if you have any special memories.
We'll start with the If It Is Love video was one of the songs that we were first able to go out and showcase the choreography.
Yeah.
You know, for the longest time has been waiting to do a song that dealt with choreography as far as a video. You know, people knew it. The fans who come to the concerts and shows like that, they got a chance to see that side of us, but we had never really laid that down in terms of a video to showcase the style that we, you know, the way that we perform the records. So going into that one, I felt like this was the first time we were ready to give a look. That's the first time we was going to give people a look into what we do as performers when it comes to the just that we do in the studio. So I thought that was going to be good, and to do it in the rehearsal opposed to being live in concert. That's kind of a twist on it, so that we can give them the work that goes into putting together the choreography and give them some sort of insight into what it takes to put the routines together and all of that. So it was true how we really work. That I thought that was special about that. The Still in Love video, we recorded that video in Miami in this huge mansion, and I mean this house had fireplaces that were from the floor to the ceiling type places, and it was a historic place, and all the grounds were different things that we were doing. And I just remember feeling like that was getting ready to be a special video because of the look. It almost looked like we was in another country almost, you know. It felt like we had something else outside of the United States to record that. But it was right in Miami with all of the waterfalls. We had rose petals falling up instead of down in the video. It was so slick stuff like that was happening. I thought was cool. One of the big memories was at the end when I jumped off the ship. Yeah. And we was out. Oh, yeah. We was out in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. And for some reason, it just felt like the thing to do. Me and the girl that was playing my girl in the video, we should jump in the water. She's like, I don't care, let's do it. And I'm sitting there like, really? And so the guy, the director was like, y'all serious? Y'all really gonna do that? So he sent some guys out there in scuba diving gear and a little boat, little skiff or something, so that once we finished the scene, we can, you know, they can get us out to water. And I remember first jumping in there, and as soon as I hit the water, feeling like, what the hell did I do this for? What was I thinking? And then we're trying to catch the scene where we're underwater, in the water, trying to, you know, kiss and be all lovey-dovey, but there's no bottom. Right. So we're flipping up, and she's grabbing me and keep dunking my head under the damn water. I'm like, hey, this is not getting in good. Yeah. Then fish and sharks and all this. We're in Florida waters, man. This is real water right now, and we out in the middle of it. Get me out of this water was my last thing. And then, you know, so it didn't, we stayed in there a lot longer than I wanted to. The water wasn't really cold, but we stayed in there because of trying to float and be lovey-dovey in the water where there was no ground to really, you know, base yourself on. Made getting scary because we kept dunking under the water in between times where I needed to take a breath and all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
it got, but I remember that scene as being something that when I did see it make the video, I thought it was a special look. It was a good
Yeah,
look.
classic, both classic. Hey, I'm getting told we got to wrap, so I just want to leave you with this.
Yeah.
Hot Tonight by you guys, which came out, I think back in like 04, 03, somewhere around that area. That was the first song that had me dancing. In high school, I did a talent show, and that was the song, my debut, where I came out and danced. So I just want to thank you guys for doing that one. It was a classic, and it really, you know, it got me out of my fear of, you know, really just, you know, the stage fright and just getting out there and doing it. You know what I mean? And I think I've continued that on until today, you know, so.
Memory right there, man. I appreciate that love, man. That's one of my favorite New Edition songs. I wish we could have did more of the entire album, but
yeah,
it is what it is, man.
But hey, man, listen, I want to say, bless your heart for doing this today. Everyone watching, make sure you check out the new single. Make sure you look out for the new music coming soon. And you have a blessed weekend, Ralph. Thank you so much.
Call anytime, man. You let me know.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Take care. Peace.
Yeah.